Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number FL-208WM-BP brass plated security strike. This is what it looks like when it comes from the factory. Let's take a little closer look at it. This is a big piece of steel is what it is, with a BP or a brass plating on it. 13 gauge steel. Mortise hole version with universal center hole, 8" by 1 3/4 and a brass plated finish. Let's go over some basic dimensions, then we'll talk about where you'll use it, other finishes that it's available. So they've got it at 8 by 1 3/4, 8" and an overall width about 2 1/4, and where that 1 3/4 really comes in is the lip length. The center line of the screw to the edge of the lip is how strike plates are defined, and that would be where the 1 3/4 comes in, even though it's a little heavy. Okay, right in that range. From that other screw hole, looks like it's about 1.5 inches. The size of the prep for the hole looks like it's 3.5 tall, and then its width is going to be 3/4 inch. Let's give you an idea of where those screw holes are located. From the top of the plate to the first hole, about a ½ inch. To the second one, about 1 5/8 inches. Down to the next one, about 6 3/8. And then over to the last one, about 7.5. Okay. Now, with this, you're going to get 4 screws, 2 longs and 2 shorts. Okay. The long ones are going to go on the holes towards the stop. Okay, these two, this one and this one. The shorts are going to go here and here. Why is that? Well, if your frame is here, if your frame is the distance between thumb and middle finger, the stud behind the frame, the logic is it's going to reside within that space rather than being out over here where you're going to use the shorter screws. You'll be so close to the outside portion of the frame that you really want the long screws to sink deep and into the stud. Word to the wise, when you're running in very long screws, and indeed they're coarse thread, but you're going to want to pre-drill properly. You're going to want to use a proper fitting number 2 Phillips to put that in. You're going to want to sink that screw down deep and straight, because that's what's going to give you the ability to resist attack. And it's very likely that you're putting a strike like this on, sorry Siri, because you're mitigating a problem like that. Okay, now proper pre-drill, and the pre-drill size is the diameter, the solid diameter of the screw itself, not including the threads. Nice and straight, sink those down. Obviously you're going to want to, this is called the mortise hole version with universal center hole. The thickness of the plate is 0.101, 0.101, so not quite 1/8 of an inch. You'll want to mortise that down. Obviously using a router would be the way to go with this. Okay. There is the application. Where are you going to use this? Well, you could use this where you simply need a long strike plate with a really big hole, because the location of the original strike in the frame and where the door is drilled don't match. A lot of reasons that could be. However you arrive at that reason is really, I suppose, irrelevant. But if you need a strike that's going to give you that long hole, that would be where you would possibly use that. The wood frames. There's really no common steel frames that are going to be used for this sort of preparation for a strike. This FL-208 W version, FL-208 WM, is going to be that sort of strike that you're going to use with a mortise lock as well. So repositioning a strike works when you've got a long slot, and some people will take that. I don't like that. I don't like having an excessive size hole in the strike naturally if it can be helped, because I think it's a point of weakness. You know, you might be able to get a tool inside of there and work your latch open. But when you have a mortise lock where there's going to be obviously a deadbolt and a latch, you need to have either a long prep like this or two individual preps. And if you study a strike plate from a mortise lock, it can be the same overall height as a 4 7/8 strike that you'd install in a metal frame, where you'd use it for a cylindrical lock, but you're going to need a lot more real estate in terms of height to fit both the latch bolt and the deadbolt, if there is one, into the frame. But again, like I said, wherever you're going to use this successfully, there you go. Let me give you a couple of dimensions of the screws. The long ones, about 2 3/4 or so. The short ones look like they're about 1 1/4 inch. 1 inch. Okay. The small ones are probably a number 8. The bigger ones are probably 10, would be my guess. Something in that range. Very close to that. These are available in the BP, brass plated. This is that one. SL for silver coated, or WH for white. So when you change the BP to SL or WH, you'll get the different colors. There is also a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog that will allow you to review all of the Danjo strike plates available from them. Not only do they do security strikes, but what Danjo is known a lot for are extended lip strikes, conditions where you have exceptionally thick brick mold or casing, or maybe a great deeper inset of a door into a frame than standard, and that's in that catalog. Some specialty strikes like rescue strikes that you'll have, forgive me, I don't know if they do rescue strikes. No, they have double acting strikes that can, well, they're double lip strikes. They're not rescue strikes, meaning if you were to have a center hung pair of doors and you've got a roller latch at the top, you can pull that open, you can push that closed, that sort of scenario. Maybe if you had a floor closer, that could work as well. Security strikes are there. And if you know Danjo for anything, however, you're going to know them for their door reinforcing wraparound plates and their latch protectors. But when you click on the link below this video to the manufacturer's page, you'll find a comprehensive offering of trim and auxiliary hardware. If you have any questions on the Danjo, this is their part number FL208WM in a BP finish, or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.